We do co-sleeping, we do floor beds. Like the first 2 years are very intense for us, the way that we do things, and this will not work for all families. Hey guys, my name is Shayla. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, I talk about motherhood, I talk about pregnancy, we do things kind of natural, a little granola. I've got a 2.5-year-old and a 6-month-old. If you're not new here, look at this red hair. Did something a little wild, a little crazy. I've been talking about it for a while, and Seth was like, are you gonna just talk about it or are you gonna do it? And I was like, okay. So here we are, red hair, digging it so far, still trying to figure it all out. But if you are on Instagram, I'm HEYSHAYLA. I do Instagram stories mostly. Sometimes I post some inspirational stuff. I also have a podcast, HEYSHAYLA, and I'm about to launch some shirts and I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited. It's black on black mama, it's Midwest mama, and then it's this like, I wanted a national parks vibe, but had like some parenthood phrase on it, but wasn't too obvious that it was like a mama shirt. It's perfect. I feel like there's so many mama shirts, I wanted it to be subtle. So those are coming. I am so excited about it. Go to heyshayla.com/t-shirt email list, and then I'll make that a link so that you can go there, sign up on the email so that when it launches or when it pre-launches, you can get it in if you want one. Okay, today we are going to talk about how my second's sleep is different than my first. People they don't talk about it. Sleep. I was told never share how you sleep with other people because everyone's got their own opinions about it. So I'm gonna share it with you. I don't know why, but because it's like been such a huge stressor for me, and somehow this time I've just let it go. So I'm kind of going to tell you the differences between my first and my second, what I did differently, what I did the same, how it's going. I'm going to start with, we do things differently, and so these things might not work for you. They might not be applicable for you. So let's get started. Thing number one, we do a floor bed. We do a floor bed because I was nursing her to sleep and then couldn't transfer her to her crib. So then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take the crib and lay it on the floor. And then I was like, why am I using a crib? Why don't I use a twin bed? Then I was like, what's a floor bed? Is there such thing as a floor bed and it's like a thing. It's a Montessori thing, it's a cultural thing. Like not everywhere in the world has cribs for their babies. They just have floor beds. Or if they've got lots of like insects and stuff, they raise them off the floor. But floor beds are amazing because you can lay down with your baby, nurse them to sleep, roll away. It's incredible. It's worked incredible for us. I just can't imagine having to sit or stand or hold. I just get to lay down, hum a little bit, have the sound machine on, floor bed, boom. We did it with Aaliyah. We're doing it with Esme. We just recently moved both of their beds in the same room, so there's that. Rarely do they sleep in there at the same time. Aaliyah just quit her midday nap. We start all of the naps and the start of the bedtime in their beds typically. Now I just start Ezzy in my bed and that just is what it is. We're just gonna roll with it and do what works until it doesn't. That's like my parenting motto. If it's not a problem, don't try and fix it. And then when it is a problem, fix it. I have a few videos talking about the floor beds if you wanna watch that. The second thing we do is co-sleep. We bed share. This was out of necessity with Aaliyah. Again, she wouldn't sleep anywhere except for right next to me. And I was like, you know what? I get great sleep. And I just did a podcast with Natalie Johnson, who we talk about all this. It's about bed sharing. And it says that if you are a breastfeeding mom, your sleep cycles sync if you sleep with your baby. So you're both in light sleep together. You go into dark sleep. Deep sleep where you're like, you don't move. Then you go into light sleep. Baby wakes up. Mom wakes up a little bit. You connect. Go back into sleep. I feel much more rested than a lot of my mama friends because I just kind of wake up, feed the baby, go back to sleep. It's amazing. Let me show you our setup. I'll show you our room and I'll show you the girls' room just so you can kind of see what they're like. Our room because we co-sleep. Just picked it up. So here's our room. So the first thing I want to say is if you co-sleep, I would highly recommend getting let's see if I can get it up. Mattress protector. Reason being is there's just a lot of liquids. You've got baby dribbling out his mouth, your boobs are leaking, the diapers are leaking, like there's a lot of things that can leak and you want to protect your mattress. Second thing is, this video is sponsored by Brooklinen, which is where these lovely sheets are from. So this is the Luxe bundle. It comes in cute packaging. It has little ties on the end of the duvet so that it doesn't get lost. So we first bought these sheets when we moved into this house. I kept saying oasis. I want my bed to feel like an oasis. I want it to be so comfortable. And it is. They get softer and softer with every wash. But they're like crispy, like they're cooling. They're nice. And that's kind of like Brooklinen's thing. They wanted high quality sheets, but affordable. If you buy the bundle, you get, like I said, the duvet, the pillowcases, the flat sheet, and the fitted sheet. You get 25% off of the bundle. However, if you buy it right now during Black Friday until November 30th, 2022, you get an additional 20% off of that bundle. I mean, Seth and I both just like get into bed and we're like, oh, this is so nice. It's just nice to have these like quality sheets. You can choose like 20 different mix and matches of different colors and styles. So go check out their sale if you need an oasis for your bed, something super comfy. We have this king size bed and sometimes it's just Ezzy, well, it's always Ezzy, and then sometimes Aaliyah's in here too, and sometimes Seth is in here. He needs to sleep for his job, so sometimes he'll sleep somewhere else. I actually just interviewed someone on my podcast, and she's like, it's okay if your husband sleeps in a different room, if this is like the style that you choose, or the sleeping setup that you choose. So this is where we co-sleep. So Ezzy always sleeps here, and what we do, what it normally looks like is I have these two pillows here, and then Ezzy will sleep here so she can't just like roll off the bed. Some people will just put their mattress on the floor, then my pillow, and then Aaliyah's pillow when she's here, and Seth when he's here. So it's like 5 people in the bed with this little barrier thing. I also have a camping mattress on the floor here, so if she falls off, it's not gonna be bad. But one thing that I found when they start to get mobile, the sleep sack, she can't like crawl away. She kind of gets stuck in her sleep sack and she can't crawl. She can still roll over and move like that. They don't want to go too far from you. Like if they're a breastfeeding baby, they typically like keep coming back and they stay snuggled in really close to you. That's what I found with Aaliyah, at least. Ezzy's a little more distant. Like she'll roll over. Aaliyah never rolled over. She was always like right here on the boob all night long. Never let go. Ezzy will like pop off and roll over and she's content doing her own thing. So like when I wake up and feed her, I don't even really realize that I'm doing it. It's just kind of like a quick feeding and then it's done. Aaliyah lately has wanted to sleep in her own bed, which I think is really cool. But she still wakes up in the middle of the night and looks for us. So honestly, it's fine for me. It doesn't bother me that that happens. Some people are like, I need my sleep. So I'll show you their room as he's sleeping in it right now. It's not Pinterest worthy at all. Okay, since Ezzy's awake, I will show you. We've got the one bed, the 2 beds. We have like their toys in the middle, blackout shades. This is the camping mattress. That's it. There's this dresser here. It's pretty basic. Right, Aaliyah? Right. This, I was like, Seth, what? Seth got this? Not really my style. Neither is that blue tape there, but she's obsessed with it. He's obsessed with it. So I love it. They're usually never sleeping in here at the same time. Oh, are you gonna eat in here? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Turn the light on.
Turn the light on?
Yeah. For the food.
Oh, for your food. Is this your room?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, one more thing. This sleep sack is what Ezzy sleeps in. This is a Tog 1 or something. So she sleeps in that so that she's not under the covers. I need to get their beds mattress protectors because Aaliyah has recently decided she doesn't want to wear diapers to bed anymore, which more power to her. She's only had one accident and it's because she didn't go potty before she went to bed, so it's kind of on us. So right now she's just sleeping on a towel in case it happens, but that's not comfortable. We started Aaliyah off in her bed every night for naps and nighttime, and now I just start Ezzy in my bed, and sometimes they both are in here. So if Seth is working during bedtime, I'll just have Ezzy on her one side nursing her and Aaliyah on the other side, and we all just fall asleep together in a big snuggle puddle, and I love it. Okay, number 3, naps. Naps used to give me that rage that I was talking about. Like, never would I do anything to her, but inside I would be boiling. Like, just lose my mind boiling because she wouldn't nap. So a few things I've done differently with Esme than I did with Aaliyah is I call the nap. If I go in and I'm trying to get Ezzy to sleep for 20 minutes and she is clearly not sleepy, this sounds so obvious, I know that, but like with Aaliyah, I would just fight it. I'd be like, no, you're at the end of your wake window, you need to be sleeping, why aren't you sleeping, la la la, and I would just get so angry and like try for an hour and a half to get her to sleep. Well, then probably she was sleepy an hour and a half later. With Ezzy, if I'm in there for 20 minutes and I can tell that she's just like, if her head's not down, when her head's down on the pillow, I'm like, or I mean on the mattress, I'm like, okay, she's getting sleepy, we're getting there. If she's nursing, but if she's like up and looking around, I'm like, call the nap, take your sleep sack off, go out, turn off the sound machine, try it again in 30 minutes, try it again in an hour. And I notice her sleep cues. With Ez, she is the chillest baby. She just hangs out. She just likes to watch what's going on. So when she starts getting chatty and like fussy and whatever, I'm like, you're sleepy. Then I check my app because I track it religiously. Even though I let go of like actually getting them a nap, I want to know where we're at. So I'll be like, oh, it's only been 20 minutes. Oh, you have a dirty diaper. Or, oh, it's been an hour and a half. You're probably pretty close to nap time. Let's start getting there. Let's start changing your diaper and like doing all the things to get you to nap. I keep track of their sleep just to know their wake windows and where they're at, because I can tell when they're sleepy. Like I know their cues. There's like some babies, their eyes get a little red, or their eyebrows get a little red, or they're just, Esme gets fussy. Did I know Leah's? No. I was just going off of the wake windows that I was told. Wake windows are helpful, like I said, because then you're like, oh, it's only been 20 minutes. You're probably not sleepy. Or, oh my gosh, you've been awake for 3.5 hours. Let's get you to sleep. I use the Huckleberry app, which is so helpful for tracking their sleep. I love them. So if we're running, like the other day, she was awake for, she had a 5.5 hour wake window. So she was awake for a super long time. Was I stressed? No, because she was just chilling. She wasn't upset. Nothing was going on. She was just whatever. Then the next day, guess what? She slept extra. She slept more, or maybe overnight she slept more. Because I track it every day, I can see like, oh, this day was super low, then the next day was higher than the norm, right? So I have been like, okay, if she doesn't get sleep one day, she'll get it the next. If she's tired, she'll fall asleep. Like, and that's just a parenting decision. If you're like a very scheduled person and you need to know what's going on, that's probably not what you should do. Some babies thrive on routine. So figure out between your parenting style and your baby, what are you gonna do for your kid? So you might be super flexible like me, or you might be like, no, we're gonna have a schedule for when we're going to sleep, but then still read your baby. If your baby's not tired, then like, they're not tired. Do you know how hard it is to go to sleep when you're not sleepy? You do, because you've had to do it. And you don't sleep. It takes you forever, right? So that was a big one for me. Calling the naps and just like tracking and then not worrying about it, knowing that they will make it up if they need to. Thing number 4, when she was first born, she lived in her carrier. And she was little, so it didn't even hurt my back. It wasn't even hard. Just put her in there. Perfect, because I was hands-free. I could still like look at Aaliyah and communicate with Aaliyah and play with her. She's sleeping right nuzzled up to me, so she's happy. I'm happy because I can still play with my toddler, and this baby's happy, and we're good to go. I also was able to get her with shushing and bobbing to sleep not on the boob. So with Aaliyah, it felt like a trap. It felt like, oh my gosh, she'll only sleep on the boob. This is so frustrating. I can't do anything. I can't go anywhere. Seth can't help, whatever. So there's 2 things that changed there. My mindset changed, where now I'm like, I'm her comfort place. This is like a temporary time. Where with Aaliyah, I was like, this is taking all my freedom. So there's a mindset shift, but then also I just wanted something different. I wanted her to be able to do it without me. We've since slipped into just nursing to sleep just because it works so well and so easy, and I don't care. So the carrier nap was huge, and that was great because then I could like get somewhere. I always tried to plan like my play dates or whatever. I would be like, okay, let's leave early so that I can be out for like the 2 or 3 hours while Ezzy was napping, because she wouldn't transfer from the carrier to the car seat or whatever. So I was like, I don't want her to fall asleep before we leave. I want to leave, have her fall asleep when we get there, and then I'll put her back in and then she'll wake up. When they turn 4 months, they switch from baby sleep cycles to adult sleep cycles, which means that they're in like light sleep more often. Infant newborns are like asleep or awake. And my theory is they're carried. Like babies are carried in their carrier. I feel like that's how it's always been. And so by design, they are meant to be out. So you can be working, or you could be doing things, or you could be out and about carrying your baby and they're just asleep. That's my own personal theory on that. So along with the carrier, I'm trying to do the eat, play, sleep. I tried in the beginning, and I'm glad that I did. So I would like shush her and bob her to sleep so that she didn't fall asleep on the boob, so that there wasn't this hard association with nursing to sleep. Since then, we nurse to sleep now. But I could get her to sleep just by shushing and bobbing, and she would fall right asleep. And then I would feed her when she woke up, and then we would play, or she would do whatever she does, and then I would try and shush and bob her to sleep again. I just wanted a little bit of separation. I wanted a little bit of dad's help, but we're back to the nursing to sleep, so it worked for a little while. Number 6, I have embraced N.A.P.S, which was in the book Bringing Up Bebe, which is like an American who looks at a bunch of French parenting styles, and she's like, when their baby started to cry, they did N.A.P.S, and they paused and they waited and watched. Does their baby need them, or are they just kind of like fussing? Because sometimes I'll watch. Ezzy will go, wah! and then she'll go right back to sleep. I never gave Aaliyah the opportunity to do that. As soon as she made a noise, I was over there, I was picking her up, I was like, oh, you're awake. Like, I'm sure I woke her up so many times where she would have gone back to sleep. So now I just like give her a minute, pause. Maybe she's not crying and she's just kind of looking around her room. I'll let her do that. Taking care of babies, also talked about this. So taking care of babies did not work for me because I was like, I'm breastfeeding to sleep. I'm co-sleeping. I'm doing all these things. Taking care of babies is the opposite of that. But if you're the opposite of that and you're like, I need help on getting my baby to sleep in their crib without me, I've heard really good things about their program. I've done it. I bought the program. Did not work for me. But everyone I know that has done it loves that program. So there's that. So I think I got my numbers wrong. This is number 6. Just let go of the stress of sleep. So I talked to my mom about it and I was like, and I challenge you to talk to your mom or grandma or anyone older than you what they did, because my mom's like, everyone now like plans their lives around their kids' naps. And I'm like, yeah. She's like, we did not do that. The kids napped when they fell asleep and they woke up when they woke up, and there's no attachment to like, you didn't sleep long enough, you're before your wake window, you're overly tired, she's like, they just slept and then woke up. Because one time Aaliyah was sick and I was like, Mom, I'm calling for some wisdom. Aaliyah's sleeping, we're getting closer and closer to bedtime because it was like an afternoon nap, which she never did. And my mom was like, let her sleep. She's because she was sick. She's like, she's probably sick, let her sleep. And I was like, what if she wakes up at 4 a.m.? She goes, then you deal with it at 4 a.m. And I was like, so you just accept that she's gonna wake up at 4 a.m.? Yeah. And I was like, okay. Honestly, that's all I needed to hear. Because as a parent, you let them sleep and then they wake up at 4 a.m. and you're like, oh, I should have woke them up. And so I'm telling you that to just like ask the people that raised you, what did they do with sleep? Because I think you'll be shocked to find out that they were not as obsessed with it as we are. And then, like I said, figure out what you want for you and your family. Do you want your kid to be able to be flexible and have huge wake windows and short wake windows and sleep in the car and sleep on the go? Or do you want to have a strict schedule? Because sometimes that's nice. Sometimes that's predictable. I'm going to have a call tomorrow. I know my baby's going to sleep from here to here, so I'll schedule my call during this time. That's nice. But you also have to watch your baby. Does your baby thrive on routines? Some do. Does your baby do fine on a flex schedule? Great. And just figure it out with your head down. I feel like there's so much information and there's like we are getting information at us and we can access so much information that we're not even thinking for ourselves anymore. This is much deeper than differences in sleep. But so we are co-sleeping, we are doing a floor bed, we switched up the naps, we did carrier and tried to do eat, play, sleep. I'll leave her alone for N.A.P.S and there's just less stress. Good luck to all of you. If you are interested in my sweatshirts, check them out. It's HEYSHAYLA.com/t-shirt email list. And I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.